All right, everybody, and we are live. Welcome to this week's show, SPNHL Talk with Cuban and Reap. Here I am, Mr. KOD himself, Cuban, joined again with Mr. Get No Respect himself, Reaper. What's up, brother?
What's going on, buddy?
Nothing much, man. Crazy evening. A lot of stuff to go over. Just gonna try to cram this in tonight's show. I know we're starting a little bit late, man. That's on me. I had some stuff I was doing with the family and got back, and now I'm ready to go.
Good, good.
All right, man. Right off the get, I'm gonna go over some transactions for this week. We're gonna then go into the standings and breakdown where we're at, going into a big week 4 and the playoffs looming. Risers and droppers in our this week's power rankings, and of course the coronation of the second coming of greatness that we call the Buffalo Sabres. Right, Reap?
Nope.
Without further ado, I'm going to go over some of these transactions that are posted on the site. A lot of you probably already seen it, and then go into the transactions that happened in the early evenings here around 8 o'clock that I just, we're going to go over. On the 25th, which was Sunday, I believe, after the show, Anaheim traded Jaddy to Winnipeg for Ivan and Bondus. Anaheim then released Pool Magician and Slim Shady. Then Toronto trades Visual Skills to Vancouver for Assassins. And then Toronto signs B. Marsh because now they had a hole in net. Vancouver releases Gonzo Armstrong and signs Joe Ban 19. Jaddy to Winnipeg, obviously a big move there, Reap.
Yeah.
Moving on up into the 26th, Ottawa releases Gamer God. Again, Ottawa, team we will talk about today. On fire. Then Anaheim signs Dan Johnson, releases Lucy Bad, and a three-way trade, Columbus, Nashville, Minnesota. Columbus receives Tiad and Defense Straight from Nashville. Minnesota then receives Lindy 94 from Columbus, and Nashville receives my boy True Boo, True Legend from Minnesota. Then Columbus turns around and trades Spud the Scrub and T-Bod to Washington for High Voltage and Eggman, as we will talk about right after the transactions. There's been a slight little shakeup in Washington, and we'll touch base on that.
Right.
Moving on to the 27th, Chicago then trades G-Dog to Pittsburgh for New Jersey's very own. Winnipeg wastes no time and picks up Gamer God and releases Awesome B. Washington then signs Kyle 03 Des. Montreal releases J-Man. And Chicago signs Gonzo Armstrong. Anything in that shaking you up there, Reed?
Nope.
Yeah.
Seems pretty good.
Yeah, just craziness, in my opinion. Then we got Ottawa signing Pool Magician back again.
Right.
And then Washington trades Maj to Detroit for Smash and Grab, which turns out to be hilarious later on in the later on here. Then Dallas trades Detonate and Gang Shooter to Detroit for Tyler Seguin and Trip Z. Pittsburgh then sends TT Tommy Boy on the 1st, Pittsburgh sends TT Tommy Boy and the Dog 34 to Minnesota for Chow and Snatch, as PNC is trying to get himself some key pieces here to rebuild that roster, adding on 2 defensemen to hopefully try to just solidify some stuff there for him. Chicago then trades Al Bundy and Captain Canada Pittsburgh for Pistol Pete, which I found is a big move for PNC. Pistol Pete's a great player. Bundy and Cap for Pete. I mean, I think Chicago's winning.
Black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No offense to Cap or Bundy, none whatsoever. Just there should have been something else.
Yeah. 2 for 1. That made no sense.
None. Totally agree. Bruins then gets traded. Oh no, Pitts signs Bruins. Excuse me. Pitts turns around, signs Bruins 35 and net, and J-Man pens for 500K. Ottawa then releases Cole Forbin, and then Columbus trades Matt QC to Anaheim for Arrow Hunter, and Columbus turns around and signs Chuck Saget off free agency, and then Montreal pulls off trade Wookie to Winnipeg for Agent PC. And that's what we have posted on the site so far. Doesn't seem anything crazy. Of course, the Bundy cap for Pistol Pete kind of throws us for a little bit. And then the smash and grab and Maj trade was kind of a move Detroit had made earlier, and it wasn't what they expected, and they immediately turn around a few days later and make that move to get Smash out of there for Maj.
Smash is being moved around quite a bit this season.
I mean, my personal opinion on that is Smash wants to play left wing, and these GMs know that, but still trade for the guy to play left D, and the guy doesn't want to play left D, so
and it's
they
also,
trade him again.
It seems like they pick him up, they play him a game or two or three, and then he's being traded right away. Oh, well, he has no chem. Well, guys, you just can't expect him to get chemistry with as soon as he lands on the team with players right off the bat. It takes time.
It does.
I'm feeling for Smash for sure. If I had the cap, I'd be picking him up for sure because he's a good player, and teams are giving him up for nothing. Like, they're just throwing him around just like they did with Trout. Trout's a top player, and look how many teams he had to go through. And I couldn't believe it when Trout was being, dropped or traded or, as much as he was. And now Smash is going through the same thing, which makes absolutely no sense for the type of caliber he is.
Right. Totally agree 100%, man. Smash, you can't expect chemistry from a player in 3 games with 2 guys. Like, what are you looking for, man? Lightning in a bottle? You might as well just grab rookies and do that. Why are you grabbing a vet? And then the cap alone on them, like, now you have to pray that someone has cap space to make a move like that. It's very, very, very weird. And then not giving him a chance to even familiarize himself with anyone on the roster, and it just makes no sense. You know what I mean? I'm with you. I feel for him, but in the same respect too, I guarantee a lot of these teams were thinking that they were getting Smash left D, and then it's like, nah, man, I'll hook you up if you're in a jam left D. Yeah. But I'd rather play left wing. And then he goes up there and he's not lighting it up like you expect, and it's like, well, dude,
it takes time.
Yeah, like, you're paying me $3 a week at left wing, and these 2 dudes you got with me, like, we literally just got on the same line together, maybe played for an hour or 2 before the game, maybe a day. Like, it ain't going to just click like that, man. It's very rare that you get a click right away.
That's it.
So, as we were saying, now moving into today, this is, ladies and gentlemen, this is today's transactions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 moves, all done today. Just checked on the site before we came onto the show, read them off to Reap in total all. And I'm saving the one for last, and you know which one I'm talking about, Reap. First and foremost, Cosmos today adds Awesome B. So, Awesome B, congratulations. You joined the Chicago Blackhawks.
Decent defense, man.
Columbus, constantly moving. Had traded for Defense Straight, dropped Defense Straight yesterday, and we'll move into what happens a little bit with that. Washington and Vancouver do a mega trade, okay? Washington and Vancouver. Vancouver traded for Uber last week. Now they trade Uber, get this, okay, for Dominando, Mr. T, Spud the Scrub. And then Vancouver drops Ice King to complete the transactions. So 3 players for 1.
That's
boom.
Yeah.
Vancouver wins in this trade, in my opinion. Dominando's right now currently leading all defensemen in scoring. Fewest penalty league minutes. I had Miss Reap, the stat queen, double check this for me, even though I didn't want her to. I didn't believe it with my eyes. The dude has 2 penalty minutes. 2.
Domnat only has 2 penalty minutes.
2 penalty minutes as a defenseman, bro. I turn the game on and I get 2 fucking penalty minutes.
Yeah,
This
she
guy has
verified
2.
it.
I know she did.
Word
I was
has
like,
it though. Word had it though. I think from what I don't know if it's true, but word has it that he's being suspended though. So that's not good.
what?
Yeah, he rage quit or something like that the other night, from what other people have been saying.
Details to be uncovered with that. Speaking of suspensions, we could talk about that. I really don't want to, though. I really don't want to. Do you want to?
We can mention Smurf. He's gone.
Yeah. Speaking of suspensions, Smurf, is currently suspended for the season. That sucks for Colorado. But definitely, look out for Vancouver right now, making moves. Raj. Washington then turns around under new ownership and adds Hawks 7. And then after that, we got, Toronto quickly, wasting no time, dropping B. Marsh to then turn around and add another forward to the accumulation of his last team of forwards, Defense Straight. So goalie man, seeing that Defense Straight was out there on the market, said, I'll go ahead and snag that up.
Yeah.
Then Vancouver, who just traded for Mr. T, said, I am going to drop him. Colorado then puts a claim in on T once everything goes through.
Yeah.
And then we have the Ducks and the Hawks making a trade. Monster, in my opinion, of a trade. Gui, go Mark, the second account for Gui, getting traded from Chicago to Anaheim for Ethan. So Chicago grabbing Ethan, bringing him back, and Gui going from Chicago to Anaheim. So the last transaction I want to touch on is you made one here yourself there. Surprised the hell out of me.
I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Go ahead. Good. Tell us, man. What was the deal?
Well, last night, Kid and I, we talk every night after games. We talk about what we can make ourselves better. Even if we win 3 in a row, it don't matter. We're always trying to improve our team, or where we could get better in what areas. And our biggest problem this season has been finding that dominant left wing that can really, get that chem with Kid and I, where just like right off the bat, like Dad, yeah, he has that with us. But he's only good for 6 a week, 6 1 week, 9 the next week, and I don't know. I don't know if it's just we've been off as the 3 unit of us. We've just been a little off and everything else. But anyways, Kid and I, we were playing last night till late in the hours, and we were playing with Barnacle Sam, and right off the bat, man, we were lighting it up like we'd been playing together, like Kid and I have been playing together for season after season. So Kid messaged me and he's like, buddy, he's like, we got to talk. He's like, we need to get this guy on our team. And I was like, yeah, well, that's Five's boy. That's going to be almost next to impossible. So I highly doubt it. I'll see what I can do. And so I contacted Five and we talked for a little bit. And then he said, okay, well, let's talk. So Kid and I, we talked, man. We talked for a while, him and I, about what we should do. It was a really hard decision, man, to get rid of, one of our main boys in dead money. But we just figured at the end of the day, I mean, we want to go into the playoffs. We want to be really strong. And I think with having me, Kid, Sam, Doug, Trout, and Noel as, our main starting lineup for the playoffs, I think we're gonna do some damage. At least that's the plan anyways. So,
dude, like before the show, of course, like I said, I was unprepared prepping, but we did our little quick run over what we're gonna do, and I look over the transactions on the site and I see it, and I literally, my mouth dropped. I know how close Dead Ant was to your system, to you and Kid being part of what you had built, and whatever franchise it was, Philly, Montreal, whatever, for playing and everything, and how every season we talk about most valuable player to the team. And you, for the last 3 seasons that I've been a part of the award committee, has said dead ant, dead ant, dead ant. Doesn't put up the greatest numbers that will blow your mind away where you just immediately look at the stats page and say, this guy is definitely that. No, he brings different things that you said to your team. And to trade a player that is like an OG, an original, you know what I mean, to your foundation, because I say it all the time, man, like sometimes you just you find something because you got to make that little move, that little tweak to get you over that hump going into the playoffs. And people think I'm crazy, but I'm telling you, man, like week 1 and 2, you're establishing your chemistry. Week 3, you're tweaking your team. And week 4 and 5, you're going to see in week 4 and 5, the cream of the like everyone should have their line set. Everyone should know who clicks with who. Everyone should everyone's team should be going. You will have a clear picture at the end of week 4 what our playoff pictures are going to be, which are pretty much almost kind of locked, except for the West, which we'll go over. Teams that are positioning themselves to make a run for this cup, man, and it's going to be tough. The teams out here right now are very, very tough. You can literally look at a game, which we'll talk, at a bounce or a turnover to decide a game. And it's never been like that, dude. Never. No. Never. Usually there's 2 or 3 teams that are blowing teams out, and you're like, one of these 3 teams are going to win it. And right now, I mean, outside of this statistical monster, which is Buffalo, literally Montreal, Dallas, Calgary, Washington, Vancouver, Toronto, Winnipeg, Minnesota. Yeah, I mean, look out for Ottawa. All right. Never thought I would say that. We'll talk about it, baby boy. I'm excited. I got goosebumps of those Senators. I mean, like, it's just absurd. Like any of those teams that I just rattled off make the playoffs. Like, you're playing good hockey. Forget about it. Goalie hot, and you're playing good chemistry hockey going into the playoffs. Any of those teams that I just rattled off could win the cup, man. Because literally all the games between themselves, if we check the scoreboard, are 1-goal games. 2 at the most. 2 at the most.
Yeah.
I mean, I got 7 losses on the season, dude. Only 2 of them have been by more than 2 goals. Everything has been 1 goal. 1 goal.
Yeah, mine's only been. Well, I've only had 1 loss by 2 goals. All the rest of them have been, by 1, I think.
Yeah, man.
I know the Buffalo series we're now 1-1, but it's been by 1 goals.
Yeah, it's super tight. Like, you're gonna put this into a 7-game series. There's not. It's gonna be killer, man. There's gonna be some heartache and there's gonna be some bitching. I guarantee you.
Yeah, no, but like you said, like with the whole dead situation, man, it's still. I'm happy with the trade, but I'm also sad about it because I do feel bad. But at the end of the day, it is just a game. I love Dead to death.
Dead knows it. That's a veteran, bro.
Anybody would have asked me about him, and I have nothing but good to say about him. I got so much respect for Dead Money or Dead Ant. It's unreal. You know, I think of him as family. So,
bro, I know him. You know what I mean? Like he's one of my boys.
Well, that's it. We needed a big shakeup, and we think that me and Kid, like I said, Kid, we were up till 3 a.m. talking about this, man. So it wasn't let's just do it, blah blah blah. No, it was like I think we were online at 10 and we didn't stop talking until about 3 before we made the trade.
Right.
So it wasn't a very easy decision either on my end or Kid's end, but we had to see what we could do and just go into the playoffs maybe a little different, you know, because we have been going to the playoffs with me, Dead, and Kid. So we wanted to switch it up and see if just maybe a different starting left wing will throw people off because they don't know what he's going to do. Maybe they know Dead's way of play with me and Kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I totally know what you mean. Trust me.
Yes. So we're trying to switch it up a little bit. We do have a couple more tweaks that we've been talking about. We're still not 100% sure yet. We're gonna see how it goes until trade day. But
what else can you tweak right now, bro? Like
there's still lots to come. Like you never know, right? So we'll see.
No, you never know. Never know. I can't say shit because I'm happy with my roster. Even though last night I was being a douchebag to one of my guys and I did something silly just to see what would happen and literally nothing happened and I went to bed and woke up in the morning and laughed it off. So
yeah. But Dad, I love you.
Yeah, Dad, mad respect, man. Tough move for you, Reap, man. You know what? Not a lot of other. I personally think not a lot of other GMs would have been able to do that move with a guy that they're that close with on a team with the chemistry that had been built. You know what I mean? With nothing going wrong. Like nothing's wrong with the team. You know what I mean? Like you just feel that you needed to make a move now before it's too late. And that's kudos, man. Way to make that move.
Yeah.
Way to GM up.
Yeah, it was hard, but what can you do?
But speaking of GMing up, buddy, I don't know what this season has come to be, but we knew it was going to be a madhouse of a season. All the GMs, like you are now like one of the veteran GMs in SP, and the turnover. Usually, you expect like maybe one or two guys, but like this is another one, man. And, Mr. T had some stuff going on. We all knew about it. He's got to refocus his focus on, we have lives. Everyone kind of gets that time to time.
And that's it. Mr. T has thought about this. This is what it wasn't a big surprise. Like he has,
the last 2 seasons he had said like, he really doesn't have time to really GM it up. And but he would still do it, and he was doing a great job. And but at this time, he just had to step away from the team and from what he was doing, man. And nothing but love to Mr. T.
Well, that's it. It's a video game at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's family and responsibilities in life. I mean,
exactly
comes way before the SP League, and so good luck with everything you got going on, T. And as always, you're more than welcome to always come and beat the shit.
Play for Montreal. Yeah.
And Calgary would. So, with that being said, someone had to step up in Washington, and Miguel Zetterberg. Miguel stepped up and is taking over the reins of the Washington Capitals right now, and he's kind of putting the Miguel touch on the roster, moving Eggman, moving Dominando, moving T, moving Spud, moving anything else he needs to move to accommodate what he wants to do with the roster. I mean, it hasn't hurt him too much. On the 17-8, they were second in the conference for a while, and now they're slid down to 5th overall in the SPNHL standings, not in the East, but 5th overall in the standings. But I mean, again, you're going to make some drastic changes and moves like that. There's going to be a little bit of a learning curve while you get your team situated before you're going to do it. And if you're going to do something like that, what do I say? Do it now, right?
Exactly.
So congratulations, Miguel. Welcome to the hell that is known as the GM of SPNHL.
The Nut House.
The Nut House, yes. So moving into standings, bro. How do you want to do this, brother? Do you want to do the overall, or do you want to go east, then west?
It's really honestly, man, east, west, or overall, it really doesn't make a difference.
Let's go east west, man. I always like east west because power rankings, that's really what people want to look at. But let's do east west because the overall rankings, I mean, it has no real bearing on what the east and west and the playoff pictures look like. So we're going to start with your Eastern Conference here. I know I usually do screen share. Do you want me to screen share, or you just want me to rattle off?
That's your call, brother. I mean, you can rattle off. It's easier if you want to screen share for the viewers. If there is viewers, it's totally up to you.
Of course there's viewers. There's always viewers. I'll screen share it up. I'll let you read off the standings, what we got.
Yeah.
See, people unprepared, Cuban and Reaper. Totally my fault tonight, too. Okay, so I'll click on myself. Boom. Let me know what you see. Screen share. Share. And minimize. Hide. Let me know if you see it, Reap.
Yep.
Am I up? Good?
Yep. Yeah, you're up.
All right. So read us off. What do we got here in the East?
So in the East, in the Adams division, we got Buffalo at 23-2-2, 48 points. We got Ottawa making a big return here with 9 wins, 17 losses, 1 overtime, 19 points. Columbus, well, we know how Columbus is doing, 3-24-0 with a big hole whopping 6 points. And then we got the Patrick division with Washington. They've dropped a little bit, but they're still at 17-8-2 with 36 points. Looks like Toronto's starting to come back up at 16 wins, 10 losses, 1 overtime loss at 33 points. And then you got Pittsburgh, PNC, trying to rebuild that team at 12 wins, 14 losses, 1 overtime at 25 points. And you got my division. We're at 20 wins, 6 losses, 1 overtime at 41 points. And we got Detroit at 10 wins, 16 losses, 1 overtime at 21. And then we got the Flyers at 8 wins, 19 losses for a combining of 16 points.
Right away, I'm just going to look. It's early. I wanted to do this early, but next week, I mean. I wanted to do it next week. But just looking at the standings, the conferences, the divisions, Montreal, Buffalo, check. We can put a little star next to Buffalo's name with playoff lock. Please get on that. Little asterisk next to Buffalo, automatically in the playoffs right now. Locked it up. Go right next to Montreal. Put a little star, a little asterisk right there. Boom, locked it up. Those two right there don't matter. You guys can go 0-18, and you guys can shit the bed and still make the playoffs. That's how far ahead you are in this division.
Yeah.
Looking over to the far right, obviously Buffalo, 18-game win streak, 10-0. Ottawa, 7-game win streak, 7-3. Columbus, 11-game losing streak. Washington, 4-4-2 the last 10. Toronto, 9-1. Pitt, 1-9. Then you guys, 7-2-1.
Yeah.
Detroit, 3-7. Philly, 2-8. Now, the playoffs, I have a good grasp of what goes on. I know people had asked me, you know what's going on, right? You know how it's working?
Yeah.
Okay. So for those at home that don't know what's going on, each division winner, one from the Adams, one from the Patrick, one from the Clancy, are all going to get the automatic bid into the playoffs. It's going to be 4 teams in the playoffs. The division winners make up 3 of those teams.
Yeah, so the top teams in each division do make up 3 of those teams that are in the playoffs.
Right. Now, who gets the 4th seed?
Between these guys, you know what? I think Toronto's going to get it. I think Toronto is going to make it in with that 4th spot.
Here's where I'm seeing it, because the 4th spot is going to be the next 2 highest teams.
Toronto and Detroit.
Right now, well, it's Toronto and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's still, as crappy as they are, they go 1-9, and they still got 25 points to 21.
Yeah.
So right now it's Pittsburgh. Toronto and Pittsburgh would play a 3-game series. The next 2 highest points would play the series outside of division winners, and the winner of the 3-game series would get the 4 seed. I'm going to go one better, bro. And the way they're playing right now, look out for Ottawa. They have plenty of time. Pittsburgh's falling fast. Detroit still isn't making any traction. He's looking to make moves now, because this is the time to make moves for your roster to compete, because you're in a playoff position. You're 4 points out of a playoff spot. They're 6 points out of a playoff spot. One team's 3-7 over the last 10. Another team's 7-3. And looking over at Pittsburgh, 1-9. If they don't turn it around this week, they're going to probably be out. And we're staring at Ottawa versus Toronto. And I guarantee, as hot as Toronto's playing right now, I played them. They beat me. They beat me on Friday. But I don't know. I don't see it, honestly. Like they on a nice 9-1 streak. But I mean, in my opinion, that's going to be tough if Ottawa continues to play the way they're playing, in my opinion.
Yeah, as long as the chemistry stays good, everybody's on the same page when you know the winning's going. You know, but what's to say if Ottawa has 2 or even 3 really shitty games in one night? What's going to happen?
True. It's
totally very hard. You know, yeah, they're on the same page, which is great. I'm happy that Ottawa's fucking putting wins together. You know, and
got the roster straight
and everything else. But then again, what happens if you lose a game here, or then you lose another quick, really close game, and people start getting irritated, or then the blame game comes, and next all hell breaks loose. That's the biggest thing with a lot of these teams. I mean, same with Buffalo. I know Niners been playing with these guys, like he said before the draft, I'm going in blind, but we already knew he was going after his boys in the draft. We weren't stupid.
Right.
They have chemistry. They've been playing together from what I've heard, for a long time. So, for them to be where they're at in the standings, it's not rocket science. They should be where they're at. They've been playing with each other for so long.
Right.
but any top team could crash, man. I mean, play it like the season. All I care about in this, I don't even care about points. I don't care about where I am in the standings. I look at the wins. I look at getting into the playoffs, because I always tell everybody, I don't care who you are. You could be a top team. I've told you this going into the playoffs.
Yep.
Playoffs, it's one game at a time. It's a completely different game. It's a completely different game. People grab they say you grab the stick tighter because you don't want to fuck up. Well, that's what playoffs happen, man. People start throwing turnovers because they're nervous, or they want to win this game so bad they start costing themselves. It's a completely different environment come the playoffs, which is weird because it's the same game and we're just playing a game. It's the same teams that we've played throughout the season, but it just things change.
When you have to face the same team in a 7-game series, like literally like 9 o'clock, 9:30, 10:15, you're playing the same team 3 times, and it's like, what the hell? You get spooked if you don't get into your little rhythm until you can play your style hockey. That's what I always tell my guys. Like, listen, we're in the playoffs. I'm with you. We're on the same page, bro. Like my playbook's your playbook, bro, because I catered a lot of what I do to what you had done when you won the cup with Philly, and I just taken that blueprint and I tweaked it a little bit, and I just follow it like to the Bible. And the Cuban Bible right now for Calgary is win the division, one step at a time. I don't care about anyone else. I don't care who we play. I don't care what happens. We're 2-1. That's perfect. I'm happy with that. All I care is about winning the fucking division. Win the division. After the division, worry about the playoffs. Once we're in the playoffs, doesn't matter who we play. Does not care. I do not care if we play Dallas. I don't care if we play Winnipeg or Vancouver or Colorado or this team or that team. I don't care. Just turn it into our style hockey.
Well, that's it.
Play, get it into our comfort. Loosen up the controllers. Get into our style hockey and play Calgary hockey. Because if we play Calgary hockey, no one's going to beat us. And it's been proven time and time again. Just get into the playoffs, play Calgary hockey, win. That's it.
Well, that's it, man. There's still lots of games left for us to even, to challenge Buffalo for that first overall in our division. So as long as, we've been pretty solid all season long, man. Like, we haven't really, like, our Friday was our one night where we went 1-2-0 or the whole season, and they were all by, real close games. The Buffalo game, that could have went either way.
Oh, we'll touch on it. We'll touch on it, brother. We will touch on it. So, once we do power rankings, we're going to review that because, this was the rite of passage week, as I said last week for Buffalo, and I get a bunch of hashtags in my face, but that's okay, guys. You showed up, and I'm going to give you your praises in due time. Nothing but love for those guys, and some of them messaged me and calling me out in the shout box. It's all good. I love it. That's why I do the show, guys. I don't take nothing personal. Say whatever you want. Cuban is going to say what Cuban wants to say, and I got Reaper to back me up because he's my bad cop. So pick on him first. He's the bigger of the two of us. He can take it.
Yep.
So go ahead, read off. You're doing good. Yeah, I like how you did it. Go ahead, do the West for me.
All right, so the Norris division, we got Dallas leading the way with 19 wins, 6 losses, 2 overtime at 40 points. Then we got Minnesota right behind them with 15 wins, 10 losses, 2 overtime at 32. And we got Mr. Cosmo's team at 10 wins, 14 losses, 3 overtime losses at 23 points. Then we got the Smythe division with Vancouver at 16, 17, and 4 with a total of 36 points. Then we got Sporty Spice and the Nashville Preds at 13 wins, 11 losses, 3 overtime, 29 points. Then we got Mr. Bossman himself and Surge with 12 wins, 11 losses, 4 OT at 28 points. And then we got the Mastering division, Mr. Big Head himself at 18 wins, 7 losses, 2 overtime losses at 38 big ones.
Oh, you cocksucker.
And then we got Mr. Stoner Boy's new team at 16 wins, 10 losses, 1 overtime at 33. And then we got the mighty Anaheim Ducks at 6 wins, a big 19 losses, and 2 overtime at 14 points.
I thought I finally got rid of that, man. I hate you so much right now.
I love you.
Ah, you bastard.
Buddy, I got my mom making you a fucking toque. It's going to take her a year, but we got it going.
Looking over to the win streaks, loss streaks, the West is beaten up and getting beat up on a little bit. Obviously, just looking, Dallas 6-3-1, a big week. I mean, 6-3-1 with the teams they had to play this week. That's a great job for them. Minnesota 5-5. Again, he's turning over his roster right now. He's made some big moves, and I don't know if he's done tinkering, but now
Just
it's
be
time.
careful on how much tinkering you do. That's
That's
another
what.
big thing with new GMs. Don't tinker too much because you could fuck yourself.
Yep. And so we'll see how his thing's done. Hopefully he's done. Cause, I mean, if this team was in the East, they'd be contending for a playoff spot. I mean, I'm just looking at. We'll get to it. Just 5-4 for the weekend. He had a tough schedule himself, man.
Yeah,
That's an
well,
awesome job.
I think we played them this week, and he had a
I know I played him
a
too.
much better team in front of him than he did the first time we played them.
Yeah, and they had a tough battle in the overtime loss to Buffalo, which we'll review.
Yeah,
Vancouver, I mean, he had tinkered a little bit, but I think he's done. I think he, especially with the trade he just did today, look for that team next week. We'll see. They're locking this down. Nashville's chasing him, but I mean, he's done some moves himself. He should be done as well. We'll see how that works out there. And then, of course, Colorado, 3-6-1. They had their issues with their star player. Star player reacted the way they did, and the boss man and Serge did what they had to do. So now they're I don't know. They're adding T. I don't know if T's T's gonna help.
Yeah, T will help, but he's no street smurf.
No,
you know what I mean.
No. But they need.
It will hurt them. They're not going to have the scoring. They have the scoring power. They're just not going to have the amount of scoring power that they used to have.
Well, looking at
but
their
he's still
goals
going to
forced
help.
and their goals against, yeah. Well, I mean, they're a -6 on the season,
Yeah.
93 and 99. So a T can help on the back end there, and net and as defense.
Exactly.
So we'll see how that works out. And then the last division here, 7-3, 6-3-1, and 2-7-1. Anaheim's kind of falling off to the wayside little by little. Stoner, got some strong personalities and he's managing them well. They're 6-3-1, and then of course, I'm done pretty much tinkering. I'm throwing flyers out to certain GMs for stuff, but I mean, right now, for the most part, my team's pretty set. No, well, of course not. I don't expect it. Fools if they do, though. Just saying. Be foolish, gentlemen. Be foolish. Looking at the playoff picture here, obviously, there's no asterisks going on here in the West. All these divisions are super duper tight compared to the East. And Dallas pretty much has a pretty good grasp, but if they fall by the wayside, Minnesota picks up with the moves they did, they can easily jump and win that division. So that's a tight race. Obviously, Nashville's starting to catch up, 8-2, 5-5. If Vancouver goes 5-5 and Nashville goes 8-2 next week, we're looking at Nashville sitting up top. And then, of course, Stoner, Winnipeg's team 6-3-1. My team 7-3. I'm trying to separate that gap a little bit. My goal is to win the division, and Stoner keeps playing the way he is, and my team starts slipping because I got a tough week coming up this week. He can easily catch me and surpass me. And then, of course, looking at the fourth and final seed, the two teams to play in. I mean, look at this: 32 points and 33 points compared to 21 and 25. That just shows the depth of the Western Conference. I know we always joke around and say, the best is in the West. This proof's in the pudding out here, right here in these standings. 32 points and a 33-point team are fighting for a 3-game playoff spot, where over in the East, it's a 21 and a 25 with a 19. Possibly in the next 2 weeks can creep up in there. So, and then underneath them, I mean, you got Colorado at 28 points, Nashville at 29 points. Chicago with 23 points. If they get hot and go 8-2 the next 2 weeks, and these other teams go 5-5, they can be staring at the play-in game. So, I mean, you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams vying for one spot.
Yeah, anything could happen.
So, definitely, lots to pay attention to in the West going into this upcoming week. I don't know. I'm not looking forward to it. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, see that's yeah, like that's why I'm like, I don't know. I haven't really done the calculations. I guess you have with us clinching that first spot in our division. But
I mean, I'm just joshing when I say throw little asterisks. But I mean, if you go out, which I statistically, like all season long, looking at your records and your streaks, Buffalo definitely is getting an asterisk because of the fact of the gap that they had accumulated themselves between Colorado, Ottawa, and Columbus. I mean, they're locking that division down.
Any team would have beaten out of that division. But I'm not putting
Exactly.
anything down against Buffalo. They're a good team. It's just the two teams that they have to play against. It's not really
Well,
very
those
hard
two teams are
competition.
going against other teams, not just Buffalo,
Well,
and
that's
they're
it.
getting smashed.
Yeah.
And Columbus right now is getting smashed, but Ottawa's turning around. I mean, rookie GM, rookie in the league, first time. And he took his lumps for a week. And to his credit, MC, man, great
And then
job,
some.
bro. First of all, second of
Yeah.
all, trusting the team that you've built now, getting your captain's advice in Kane, going to your star player and taking his advice, making the moves. Not any rookie GM would do that, man. A lot of guys would just go ahead, fire and brimstone, seat of their pants, and just suck it up this season. You listen to these guys, took their advice. Instead of fire selling all your star players, you kept them, listened to them, and look at you, man. Like, you are in the hunt now with 2 weeks to go. You control your destiny. Play your hockey, bro. Good luck.
Yeah. No,
Great
exactly.
job.
I usually talk to him here and there, and he's really excited. Last time I talked to him, he was like, 4 in a row, like, let's go. And I was like, good shit, buddy, keep it up. So he's happy.
Yeah, man. So, going into next week, well, let's go over this week. I mean, we had some big games. The coronation of Buffalo pretty much had some big key matchups this week. I did a game of the night. I've been doing Friday night games to watch, Monday games to watch, Tuesday games to watch. The game was so huge, I did a game of the night.
Yeah.
And Buffalo came out and put the work in and got the W against Dallas, and that kind of like was an eye opener to sorts to me, because they had really up until that point really hadn't played anybody, and the teams that they did play had winning records they had lost to up until that point. So we scroll down here. Where's it at? Boom, 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 boom. Where we at? Cuban messing up. Oh, there it is. There it is. 27th. Right? Yeah. Here we go. Played Colorado. Beat them 4-2. Played a Washington team 2-1. And then they go to Dallas. Dallas and them battle it out. Let's give it a little looky look. 5-2. Best team in the West said, excuse us. We here to smash you up. Sudazy, Hypey, Jay Gerard, of course, Sedin, McInnes, and Montoni versus Fish, No Limit Stamkos, Avenge, Breezy, Rambo Killer. That's the best line versus best line.
Right.
Line A versus line A. Hypey comes away 3 goals and an assist. On the other side, Stamkos scores 2 goals, and it's pretty much a 5-2 beatdown, man. Like, let's see here, 20 shots for Buffalo to 9. 9 shots for Dallas.
Yeah.
That's monstrous, man. So they take it to Dallas. Obviously, after the weekend, after the little talk, they had a little chip on their shoulder. So it's like, okay, they take out Dallas. Hello. Then they go against Minnesota, 6-5, creeping. Buffalo then goes against Philly, 4-2, expected. One right here, buddy. I'll leave it at the bottom of the screen for you. 2-1. I watched this. You did me a favor. I begged you to stream it. You did me a solid. I watched it. You lived it. Talk about it.
All in all, man, it was a good game. We know going into Buffalo, we got to play defensively, and we got to just try to keep the puck, out of our net. I was a little like I'm happy with what my team came up with, because I didn't have my starting right D and I didn't have my starting goaltender. So to have my rookie goalie and a rookie right D, I just picked up HPC, so he was thrown right in, to the wolves, I guess you could say. First night he was on our team. So for us to come out to only lose 2-1, with, like I said, having a rookie goalie and a rookie with a rookie right D.
Well, you got Noel and Trout listed down here.
But they weren't able. Yeah, Noel wasn't able to make it, so Luke was in.
Right.
And then Trout, we gave him the night off, because we had Agent coming in. I didn't have to play Agent, but Trout was like, hey, if not, I'd like to go spend some time with my wife. So I said, absolutely, man. your family's comes first. If you want that time off, take it off. I'm not gonna make you play. So, but yeah, like I said, man, I can't complain. It was a tight game. You saw the game. It was very back and forth. We had a lot of opportunities on their goalie where we could have put it in. We just couldn't
Missed the net,
bury
bro.
it.
You missed the
Well,
net a bunch of times, and
missed the
then the
net.
few times that you did have a chance, like you were just gonna say, I didn't mean to interrupt you, family. Like
No,
you'd
no.
hit the post or just something. Like the goalie would make a great save. And,
Well, and that's it. And like I said, I can't complain, man. I didn't have my full starting lineup in, so and we still pushed the top team in the league to a 2-1 game. I can't complain about that, man. I'm happy with the way that my team played, regardless if we won or lost. Like that was a good
uh,
showing for us.
going down the stats, bro. 21 shots they had to your 11 seems to be a reoccurring theme for this team. But they only put 2 goals past your guys. Credit to your team's defense and credit to Luke playing the game that he played, bro. And then the penalty minutes, they 6 minutes to none. You guys were pretty clean. I mean, that's a really clean game right there.
They're a tight
Um,
team, man. They're a fast moving team, and if you sleep on them, they're gonna make you pay.
I watched, bro. I watched live. Wasn't full attention because I was, of course, playing my own game that night. So you were streaming. I had the night off originally, but I ended up having to play. So I still had you stream so I can watch, and I did. And seat in my pants. And then later that night, I watched it, and I was kind of groggy. And then the next day in the morning, so I literally watched this game 3 times. You laugh, but it was a great game. Like
It was.
it was not hard for me to watch. It was very like I was intensely into the game. Just one because I knew I wanted to break it down because it was to me outside of what had happened with the Dallas game, which no one streamed. And if one of these guys would have streamed that, I would have watched it and given it the full attention that I gave this game. So I don't want Dallas guys messaging me saying, "Hey, where's my love in the show?" Stream the
Yeah.
goddamn game, fellas. Cuban will
No.
watch. I
Yeah.
watched that. I would
My
love to
my
talk about it.
Yeah, my team, we really look forward when we see Buffalo. All the guys get very amped for it because they know it's going to be a very tight game and a very defensive game, and that's the way you got to play against these guys is defensively, and you got to make best of the opportunities that you get. And like you said, unfortunately, that night we hit a couple posts. There was times where the puck was right there on the line, and we just couldn't poke the fucking
Poke
thing
it
in.
Yeah.
And then they come down and fucking bam. It's like son of a bitch.
I from watching first Montoni, great job in nets, man. I played with Montoni over in another league. He's a goalie there. My heart goes to him because I don't play Buffalo caliber hockey. I'm not on the Buffalo caliber list, but I do the best I can for Montoni with the other league we play in, and he's just as solid there that he is when he plays in SP. And definitely, with the firepower that Buffalo has. But that game, he did a great job with the shots that he faced. And the biggest takeaway that I seen was one, the forwards that he had playing that night. Of course, the infamous Jay Scott, great forward, handles the puck well. Sudaisy, obviously known to handle the puck well. Beastie Boy, first time in the season in the league. Was interested to see how he did very well holding the puck as well. Sedin and McInnes, they have this uncanny chemistry between them. I'm watching them flowing throughout, covering each other in position. But the toughest thing I seen you have, Reap, was that your guys defensively were patient, didn't really chase, and covered each other well. But the toughest part for you guys was getting it out of the zone. And
Yeah.
every time one of you guys would try to make a pass, it would get picked off.
I need to correct myself though, Cuban, because I did fuck up. I did have my top line against Dallas. Or not Dallas. Against Buffalo. It was Dallas that I was short my goalie and
all right. Correction
so
on that.
That's my mistake.
It was the top. Yes, it was.
Yeah, so that was my mistake. I'm getting old, man. Fuck, bear with me.
No, it's all right, buddy. That's why we're here together, and that's why. Listen, we're live, so guys, we make mistakes, okay? We message us, we correct it. It's not a big deal. So definitely at this point, that's no void. I'm what I've seen was just the trouble of getting it out of the zone. Uh, and that caused them to continuously. It's hard to build momentum on offense when you're constantly chasing on defense. Not that you chase, but just, you know what I'm saying, like trying to get the puck.
It was just mental errors, man. That game we had a few mental errors, and on those mental errors they made us pay for it. And you know, like I said, the series is tied between us now. We're 1-1 against Buffalo, and we're looking forward to our next game against them. We really are. So it's going to be a good game because I love playing them because it's like I said, man, they outshoot the hell out of us because all they do is shoot the fucking puck. But those, you know, we might not have, you know, anywhere from 15 to 20 shots like they do against us, but the shots that we do have, we do try to make them count. And sometimes, you know, that's all you really need. But they're a high flying team. I like playing against them.
So here going into Friday, after that game, they played Nashville, beat them 3-1. Then I had them as one of the games to watch, Buffalo, Vancouver. Was interested in this score, didn't see it until now. It was 3-1. Let's see what the lineups were. Raj was in net. Wow, Raj, go ahead in net. Ooh. Had Ice King, Joe Ban, and Red Wings up front. Sedin had QC Putain playing in net with Pulaska, Beastie, and Hypey up front. And they walk out of there with a 3-1 win. Big stats, 17 shots to 10, 10 penalty minutes to 8. So it was a bit of a sloppy game, but, I mean, you're outside of the usual lineups for these teams. At least, I mean, Raj in net is a shocker to me. I didn't know he played net. But, I mean, when you're a GM and SP, you got to be ready to do everything.
Yep.
So 3-1 win there. And let's look ahead. Like, who could stop the streak, right? 18 games and counting. Hashtag never lose again.
MTL. We're excited.
They got Monday, Pittsburgh. That's going to be a win. They play Columbus. That's going to be a win. They're going to play Calgary.
You know what? You say that, but I honestly think it's going to be an underdog team that they're going to take too lightly, and the EA is going to say, "Hey, how you doing?" And they're going to get fucked by a fucking non-top.
I'm going right here, bro. Look, I'm going right here. Look at this. This one right here, bro. 7-1, 7-game win streak. 18 and counting, beat 21, beat 10. 10-game win streak versus 21-game win streak. This one could be it right here, bro.
Yeah.
Ottawa.
Yeah.
If Ottawa, you want to make the playoffs, Ottawa.
You want to make a
guess
statement?
What? Guess who you're gonna play in the first round of the playoffs when you make the playoffs, Ottawa?
Team
right here. And there they are. Woo-hoo. Hey, Buffalo. Great time. To make a statement.
Exactly. I think a team like that will, you know, that it wouldn't surprise me to be, you know what I mean? If they win, they win. But if I heard Buffalo lost to the Sens, I wouldn't be shocked by it.
No,
it would just be like one of those karma things biting you in the ass. EA had their night with you.
So,
but I'm hoping they hold on to it till we face them next time because I'd like to ruin that for them.
Well, let's keep going, bro. Because right now, Ottawa's won. I really think Ottawa has a great chance of dethroning the win streak right now. But then you got Philly, you got Anaheim, you got Pittsburgh again, and then we roll down. Whoa, too fast, Cuban. Too fast. Oops. Then you got Washington, you got Detroit, you got the Sens again, then you got Columbus again, then you got Toronto, Montreal, Chicago, which took them into overtime, Colorado.
I think it was double overtime too.
Yeah. Nashville, I don't think so. Winnipeg, I don't think so. And then, of course, that rolls into our flex scheduling that Plisk does going into the last night games. So it may be you again. It may be Dallas, you know, for the President's Cup. So, so after the 2 games against Ottawa, they got Toronto, Montreal, Chicago. Any of those 3 teams right there I just rattled off, I think have a chance to snap a win streak. If it hasn't already been snapped by what I feel is going to be the game, because they're coming correct. They ain't messing around in Monday night. In my opinion, I think, you know, they bring in the wood to my boys on Monday, and that's fine. I mean, I'm not going to go out there and embarrass myself, but I don't, you know, I'm more on the West, man. I always focus on the West. This is going to be a good matchup. I'm going to try to win the game. Play my best guys and see what happens. I already kind of got the lineup set because Ayachoku won't be available to play, at least as of right now. He's working, so it's me a 5-star on defense with Nova, Korn, and MG up front, and Kamikaze in net. And I'm just gonna come and we're gonna see how we do. We're gonna line up, hit him in the mouth, and see what happens.
Let's go.
But I'm looking at this Sens games to watch on March 7th, 9 p.m. It's gonna be the one I'm gonna write about right here. Is Ottawa and their hotness, regardless. Even if Ottawa goes 0-3 on Monday, I don't care. This is the team that I'm thinking that is going to throw them for a loop, like you said, that is like not a powerhouse, but just, up and coming and just going to be EA. And I think that could be it. I think the Ottawa game twice. They play them twice. And I think in one of those two games, I think Ottawa has a shot to do it, man.
Yeah.
I really do.
They do. Especially if the chemistry's firing now. And if Trix gets on his game, he's dangerous with that puck.
All right, bro. Ready? Power rankings? Close this up?
Yep.
Here we go, folks. We're doing some power rankings. I'm not doing stats. I didn't talk to stats, dude, first and foremost. I know Reed had a minor mishap on what I was doing last week with stats, dude.
Yeah, I was confused.
Games played. Yeah, bro, like I said, I messed up. I should have I email you everything. We're always on the same page.
And Dougie and my boy Teach Me How to Dougie was not happy with you.
Well, I don't care.
He was headhunting for you.
And obviously he missed. Shocker. Hey Dougie, stop headhunting and start working on your passing. How's that turnover?
Them fighting words.
Dad, let them be fighting words.
All right.
Worry about your passing, Dougie. Worry about your passing, bro. The other team, that is not a completed pass to the other team, homie. Anyway, love you, Doug. Anyway, happy birthday. Happy birthday to Doug. I don't know if anyone knows. Happy birthday, Dougie. Happy birthday, MG. Ush. Happy birthday to my boy MG Felicia. Happy birthday. So, power rankings, without a doubt, number one, Reed, with a bullet straight to the top after beating you, after whooping up on Dallas, after putting down Vancouver, Buffalo. Top spot, without a doubt. Retribution week. They came out, showed it, played it. We looked at it. Number one.
Yeah.
Right below them, your boy stand put. It's number two team, without a doubt. These two teams are on a collision course, in my opinion, moving forward in the next 2 weeks. I know it's super early, but it's never too early to talk when you got two teams like this playing high caliber hockey in an Eastern Conference. Right now, Montreal, Buffalo, folks, collision course. Can't wait. Right below that, Calgary moving up 3 spots from 6 to 3 with a great week. Beat Dallas for a little retribution. Went out and, we handled our business against Winnipeg. The boys 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, which is perfect for me. I'm happy with that. Let's get it done. 7-3 streak. I'm very happy. Dropping down a little bit, took losses to Calgary, took losses to Buffalo. Did beat you, though. I seen the message. I did ignore it, but I was going through my own little stuff, so I didn't want to pile on to it. Didn't you lose to Dallas? Did you lose to Dallas?
Yeah.
I did think I wasn't going to bring that up, bro. Come on,
no,
man.
I ain't worried about that, man. They had their starting lineup, but I didn't. It was a good game. I'm not going to give that up. Like, it was a good game. It was a lot of back and forth, a lot of goals scored between both. We had the lead pretty much the whole game, and then just fucking fell apart towards the end. It just, those goals go in that you just go, what the fuck was that type thing? 2 of their goals, they pulled one of my specials. They came over the blue line, and they were directly right in front of the goalie, and a little wrist shot, and it hit the blocker, and it goes in. And it's just like, are you kidding me right now? That game, Doug fucking kept Fish off the board pretty much the whole game. He was all over him, and then Fish got his Fish special, man. That fucking side shot, he somehow got around Doug, and sure enough, top shelf right on the goalie. They played good though, man. They didn't stop. Like, they kept coming. We kept going, and it was just one of those, one of us was going to get the shank on it, and unfortunately it was us. But other than that, they played well, man. Like, do I think it could have been different if I had Noel and Trout in nets? Or Noel and nets and Trout on D? I think so. I think it would have made a huge difference. But then again, like I said before, I was happy with the way we played. It was a good game, and that's not taking anything away from Dallas. They played well. They came out and they played, and it was that game could have went anyway.
Dallas, man.
2 of those goals that went in by a little wrist shot from the fucking line with nobody in front of the goalie, and then the goalie makes the save, but it still manages to go in. you know, what can you do? Is a good shot, and shit like that happens to every fucking team with those types of goals. So, but they played well. I can't say they didn't. They played well. They came at us, and but yeah, hopefully if we do, I think we get to play them again.
I can look for you right now, buddy. That's
Either
one
way, if
question.
we do, I honestly I'd like to put my starting lineup against them just to see. I want him to have his starting lineup and see how it goes. I think it would be a really good game, an even better game than what it
I'm
was.
chasing him. I hope you beat him. I really do because I'm chasing that guy and I want to catch him. I always fight for that home ice after
Yeah,
I try to get the division and home ice. The playbook.
yeah.
Uh, Dallas, Montreal. No, they got Toronto, Winnipeg, Ottawa, Washington, Chicago, Minnesota, Montreal, Canadiens.
There we go.
That's Friday, nine
All
o'clock.
right,
Game to watch. Calling it. Game to
March
watch.
10th. People on my team have your availability ready. Be good to play.
And then you got, that's a big night for Dallas. Look at that. Montreal, Winnipeg, Nashville. Woo. And then what happens Monday? Oh, just a little Calgary Flames. Just a little Calgary Flames, Vancouver, Colorado. Oh, snap. Oh, look at that. Oh, no. Don't worry. That 10:30 game, Avenge, on the 17th, just put it there. I'll type it in right now. CGY, bro. It's happening. I'm coming. We playing one more time after that next game, homie. Don't you worry. We ain't done yet. All right, so back to it. All right, so Dallas drops down to 3 with a tough little week. Toronto on fire coming up. It's almost like a repeat of last season, bro. It's like they were left for dead. It's like, all right, Toronto, blah blah blah, for 2-3 weeks, and all of a sudden it's like, boom, Toronto. What the fuck, Toronto?
Yeah.
Boom, Toronto's in the house, bro. Vancouver drops down 2 spots, down to number 6. Washington, big dropper, down 4 spots, down to number 7 from number 3 last week. Minnesota drops down 1 spot, down to number 8. Winnipeg standing put, boom, number 9. Nashville moving on up. Kaz says, look at the Buffalo Chicago game from Friday. I think it went to double overtime.
Yeah,
Yes,
I said that. I said that.
Reed said that. He brought it up. Double OT, Chicago pushing Buffalo to the brink.
Yeah.
And I talked to Vibes today at a drop-in game I got invited to, and me and MG jumped in, and Vibes was there, and he was talking about the game, and he pretty much reiterated everything I had seen from the game that you guys have played against them, and just said that the forwards handle the puck really, really well, forcing you to chase them and create a lot of 2-on-1 opportunities, and it was very hard for them to get the puck out of their own zone. So,
Well, yeah, I tell my guys every time when we're about to play Buffalo, I'm like, you guys got to remember these guys have played together for a while now. Like they know that where they're like Kid and I. Kid and I know where each other are going to be on the ice. You know, he knows where I want to go, or he knows where he wants to go. You know, and they have that chemistry with all of them. So I tell him, you just got to sit back, play very solid defensively. Everybody, not just the defense. The forwards got to play D as well, and take your time. Take your time with that fucking puck, because if you don't, they're gonna make you pay. Because they're looking for that throw out pass or that long break pass. They're looking for that.
oh, I'm gonna get annihilated, bro. I'm getting annihilated. I'm telling you right now. I'm gonna have at least 15, 20 turnovers that game. I'm calling it. Because you know what? I thread needles out here, Reed.
Right.
At least I tried to.
So I pulled a U. I ran up a team. Forgot to tell you. I pulled a Cuban.
Oh, you ran it up on somebody? I ran it up on 2 teams this week.
I ran it up on Columbus.
Did you? Oh man.
12-2.
Did you?
Yeah, I couldn't. As much as I love a lot of the guys in that team. I apologized to Nutty afterwards, but I owed Trip one just from a little something from back in the day, and he
Right.
was playing nets, and there was no hold bar. I had to get payback on him
Oh,
for.
see, that's different. That's
Yeah,
not the flow of the game and you run it up. That's you just with a chip on your shoulder. I played
yeah,
for Winnipeg and I light them up, and then I'm trying to run the score up on them, and then we end up playing Detroit on Friday, and we start running it up on them, and I had the puppies out. I had the rookie line out on Friday, just letting them run loose in the yard, and I let them go buck wild, and I'm telling them to run it up, and they were like, I'm not that guy. Like, listen. everyone's like, oh, Cuban's such a nice GM. No, I'm not. Like, I will run it up on you. If you come incorrect to the game, I will run it up. And I expect you to run it up on me if I come incorrect. Please, I say
Yeah,
this every week.
I
I don't
went.
get upset. And don't take my non-reply to a good game as a hard or Cuban being a dick. It's just, like I want, if it's gonna be a good game, I'll message you and say good game. And guys message me privately, they know who they are. Many teams, many other players message me privately. I reply back. But in a general chat and general opening, no, man, I ain't saying it because I don't mean it. I'll say it when I mean it, and I'm trying to run up the score on you every week. Like, so be ready. Like, I expect to be run up on, and I will run up on you if you don't come correct. Like, it's just plain and simple. I took my lumps.
And that's it. And I ain't bragging. I don't care what you fuckers say, but this is my first having 11-point game in an actual league. So I am very proud of myself,
What?
and I'm gonna pat myself.
11 points?
Yeah, 5 goals, 6 assists on trip.
Oh my
I told you
God.
I was coming from. He had that coming for a while, and I think he knows why. So, but I'm not going to get into details about that. But I don't care. You call me conceited, whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a shit.
I don't give a
But
shit neither,
I was happy about those points, and I was glad to give them to him. So, but yeah, I felt good. I ain't gonna lie, it felt good running up a team. But certain teams I can't do it to, man. I can't. As much as I'm an asshole as everybody thinks I am, I do have a heart too sometimes for certain people. So.
Well, this is the one part of the show, buddy, where you're the good cop and I'm the bad cop. I'm that asshole.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run it up.
Whatever. What can you do?
I know. There's got to be a little yin and yang with us constantly. So Winnipeg staying put. Nashville moving up 3 spots with the addition of True Legend. Calgary 2.0. I shall call them that. As a matter of fact, put that in there now. Calgary 2. No, I'm kidding. But they are Calgary 2.0. Then Colorado staying put right now. Hopefully they can correct some of the stuff that's going on. Not correct, but like salvage what they got to salvage and put together some W's here. They got some tough games. Obviously, we looked, Dallas, Buffalo, Ottawa, big jump, moving up 6 spots. They were the darling of the 18 spot. Not anymore, folks. Number 12 in the rankings. Great job. Chicago bumps up 1 spot to number 13. Detroit falling down 2 spots, and tough week for them. Then we got Philly staying put at 15. The drop 1-9 streak, PNC just putting it together, moving down to 16, dropping 8 whole spots. So not that that's where they're going to stay, but that's where they ended up finishing on the week. Again, this is week by week, folks. This week, they're the 16th best team in my eyes, followed by then Anaheim and Columbus, which I think might as well lock that down unless something crazy happens down at the bottom of the ranks. What do you got for me, Reap?
No, man, it is what it is after last week to this week with the games won by each team and the winning streaks that they're on, and et cetera, et cetera. We do these, like you said, we do these stats pretty well. We talk it over, and it is what it is. They look good to me. I don't see an issue with any of it.
Yeah, bro. Big week, of course, for Buffalo. Just for taking what was said last week, applying it to their current mental, and not letting it get above themselves and going out and playing against top line competition. They're not surprising on anybody. Everyone's coming out for them. Everyone's prepping for them. Everyone's circling them on the schedule. You go into a chat box and say never lose again. Team, I took notice. Congratulations.
It just seems like everybody's bowing down to them too. You know what I mean? Like I'll give them I'll give them props that they're playing well, but I ain't gonna bow down to them. And you know what I mean?
We're all playing for second place. We're all playing for second place, bro. We're all playing for second place. I'm cool with that.
I don't get it.
Western Conference, we're just there. We're just hanging out.
Right.
Montreal Buffalo collision course. Okay, that's nice. But Buffalo's gonna win. I don't know if you know that, Reed.
Nah. That shit ain't gonna happen.
So
hey, I'm not saying it's not gonna be a tight game. It's gonna be a tight game, but we ain't giving up. We ain't gonna bow down on them like everybody else calling them King Buffalo. Fuck that.
Listen,
I'm a good team. They're a good team. I ain't
But
putting them down. They're a very talented and good team, but I
very,
can't
very deep.
hail them above me and pray them. Like I just can't. It's just not my style.
No, well, you shouldn't, bro. I mean, I test, and I test from the game that I watched with you, and the conversation I had this afternoon just reiterates what I see with my eyes is that they're going to hold the puck on you. They
Yeah,
play very well together, and if you turn it over, you're going to lose. And that's hockey across the board with everybody. So I mean, it
yeah,
isn't a surprise. But a great week for Buffalo.
yeah,
I,
absolutely.
I'm anointing. I'm going to throw the crown up, put them on the throne, and let them sit there because that they earned it, man. They're playing amazing hockey right now, and
You,
and we're just going to play this out just to see who loses to them in the finals.
yeah, well, like I said, win the cup, and then you earn that crown. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, it's the truth, bro. So Toronto 9-1 this week. Holy shit. Ottawa
Yeah.
7 game win streak.
Don't count
It's
out goalie, man. He's coming. He'll be in the playoffs.
dude, how can he not be in the playoffs? Like they have that entire roster from last season, minus like two
Yeah,
players. So and he's fixed it up. What he does is GM's tinker, know when to stop, and they keep it moving from there, and that's what he did.
yeah,
Uh, let's just look. This is big. Week 4, big. A lot of playoff clearing, in my opinion, is going to happen by the end of this week. And when we talk next week, bro, we're going to be looking at, who's in, who's out, what needs to happen.
yeah,
Pretty much like getting ourselves ready for a big week 5. But and of course, trade deadline next
yeah.
week's the
Next
last week.
Sunday.
Next
Yeah,
Sunday. Do you want to
12
just do?
midnight.
I was gonna say, I got work on Monday. I would be like, yo, deadline special, but
Oh, we
trades.
can do we can do a Saturday special
You want to do at midnight,
of yeah. Well, no,
12:45,
we can do a
12:45,
well. It's Sunday by what? Sunday at midnight. That's when it
Sunday at
closes.
midnight. Yeah, so we can
Well,
literally
we
do
can do
11.
it Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. Do it again. 11 o'clock Saturday, and it'll carry us right up into Sunday. Or no, yeah, no, Sunday
Yeah.
into Monday, bro.
Well, yeah,
Sunday into Monday.
we could just do a Saturday preview of who we think's going to be on the move and who's not on the move. You know what I mean?
If it's anything like the last 2 seasons, not a lot happens.
No,
It'll
it'll be
happen on
just like
Saturday.
regular trade day, boring as hell.
Yeah, man, it's nothing. Nothing crazy is gonna happen. If it does happen, it's gonna happen Friday night into Saturday, and we'll be talking about it Saturday night.
Yeah.
And if anything, we will cheat and ask permission from the GMs to give us insight so we can break breaking news as it
Yeah.
happens.
We won't say who it is. We'll just say, possible big deal in the
There's
works.
yeah, absolutely. We tote that line, guys. I mean,
In the East or in the West, that's all we got to mention.
yeah, teams are looking to make moves, and we know there's something big in the works.
Yeah.
That's how we'll play it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to next week trade deadline stuff. As always, closing out the show. Reap, always a pleasure, bro. I thank you every time you come and join my dumb ass on this show.
It's always a pleasure with my big head, man.
I know. I'm
gotta
surprised
hold
you
you
even
up,
fit
bro.
up in here. Bro, I'm surprised you even had the strength to get my head up off the ground to even get up to the mic.
I got you. I got you.
My boy. As always, everyone, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And see you on the ice. Be kind to each other. And as always, virtual hockey player lives matter.
Peace.